Hey guys, it's me again, Joel, your Bisaya reader, and for today we are going to do, or I am going to do, my book review for the first book of the Lightbringer series with Brent, and this is the book, The Black Prism. The Black Prism is under the adult category and the genre of fantasy. So the premise or the synopsis of the first book of this series is that we follow our two main characters, Gavin Gal and his bastard son, Kip. And the story is set in this world where it's composed of one capital called Chromeria and seven satrapies based on satrapies or the local government unit, or it's like a province or a part of the entire world. And each satrapy is kind of unique because they represent a color. And when you talk about color is really important in this story or in this book because they're individuals in this story that has the ability to harness power from the color that they see. So we call these individuals drafters. So they can draft power based from the color they will be able to see. They have there are different kinds of drafters. We have the monochrome, bichrome. Monochrome, basically these are drafters who can manipulate or can harness powers from one color, and we have bichrome who can manipulate or harness powers from two colors. We also have polychrome who can manipulate or harness powers from more than two colors. So it can be 3, 4, 5, and there's actually only 7 colors. That's why there's 7 satrapies and 7 colors, because there's only 7 colors in the prism. But also in this world there are some weird stuff happening. And one of them is that there are sub-red, which is another color, and ultraviolet, which is beyond the violet on the prism. And one important note also from this story is that we take note, Gavin Gal, one of their main characters, is actually the prism. The prism is basically one in 1,000 years, born one in 1,000 years, who has the ability to harness powers from all 7 colors. So that's why they call him Prism. So in this the world also, the world is also set for a very religious point, because the more powerful you are, the more powerful you are as a drafter, the more holy you are. So basically, the prism is close to a god, or the so-called golem, because again, the prism is the only one in each generation who exists who has the ability to control all 7 all 7 colors. It's kind of cool because, for example, if you can see yellow, and you're a drafter of the yellow color, you can, do something about that color, make goo or whatever you want it. But just a heads up, there's actually some limitations. Your power will depend also on the color. For example, for red, if you are a drafter of red, you are known to draft fire. If you draft green, you're known to draft strong crystals or green crystals. Yada. So basically, it's the prism who has the most powerful individual is in this world, and he is our main character. And that's basically is a synopsis. And with regards to the book review, I'm going to do this different parts. The first part I'm going to talk about for this book is that the writing style. So you've heard already the synopsis or the premise. Let's go about the writing style. The author's writing style was really creative. It was really easy to follow. It is not that flowery. It was sometimes direct to the point with a little bit of creativity. So it was not that dragging, and even though it's really thick, around 600 plus pages with a very small font, but as I was reading this together with listening to the audiobook at the same time, especially if I'm riding in a bus or going to the office, so I can't just pick up a book on the public places, so I just have to listen to the audiobook. I actually was surprised that I haven't got myself bored or find this really dragging, because from the very beginning up to the end, the book was really fast-paced. It was really interesting. It was something new for me. And I credit that for the writing style. The writing style was really efficient for grabbing the attentions of the readers, especially for readers who are not really familiar with this kind of magic system. The second subpart of the part where I talk about the writing style is that there's one thing I don't really like about this book, is that because the author's writing style sometimes is borderline offensive, especially for female readers. That's why I totally understand now. I used to listen to my favorite booktubers or to some people on the social media who have read this book. For most of the females who have read this book, they really, really hate this. That is because they told me, or they've been telling us, that this book is very sexist. The author is very sexist, and for me, it was not that really important. But as I finished reading this book and all throughout the book, I can totally understand what did they feel like that, because there are times that the author, I do feel like, was really below the belt. Like for example, there's this new character that he wants to introduce to the story, and he introduced this character by using saggy breast and other female body parts, and he's not doing this on male characters. He's only doing this on female characters. He likes to make scenes that these his female characters are, underwears or boobs are coming out, or you know what I mean. You get the point, right? And it's not just one time, it's happening all throughout the book, which is kind of distracting and also annoying. So I totally understand why other people, especially females, did not love this book. But yeah, that's it for the writing style. Now let's go to the magic system. The magic system probably is one of the best things that happened in this book. It was really, really unique, and it was really interesting. If there's one thing that really is outstanding in this book, and that will be the magic system. Imagine there's 7 colors, different people, different magics or different abilities, depends on the color that they can draft. And for example, if you're a yellow drafter, you need to see a yellow color or yellow light before you can use your power. So imagine if it's night, or if you're trapped in the room where it's green, you're useless. You can't use your power because you cannot see the color yellow. And for example, you're colorblind. You are a drafter of yellow, but you cannot see yellow, so you're equals to powerless. So we have this also set in this magic system is that some of the individuals here do have this kind of equipment or tools that they bring with them, so that, for example, for soldiers or assassins, they are yellow drafters or green drafters, and they set out to travel at night, and of course it's dark, so all you can see is what color is blue from moon, or I don't know what, or yellow from torches. So if you're a green drafter, you need trees, leaves, or cloth, I don't know, something green for you to draft green. But if it's night, of course you can't do that because you can't really see green. So what they're doing is that they have this so-called glasses that they put on, so they're about to fight and they don't have the color around them. They just have to put on their spectacles, and on that spectacle, it's a green glass, so all they can see around them is green, so they can still use the power. And how cool is that? That's very, very cool and very creative, very entertaining. Also the fighting scenes, manipulating, I think the author did a marvelous job on, capitalizing the magic system and turning it into scenes where there's a lot of actions, a lot of, he was able to capitalize the magic system to really entertain the readers, and yeah, kudos to him for that. The next part of my review is for the characters. For me, the characters was okay. There's actually a lot of characters in this book, and it was not too much. It was not too much that readers will have a hard time following them. They were actually just enough for me to make the book or the story interesting. And for example, I don't want to spoil you guys. This is not a non-spoil. There will be no spoilers in this video, so the characters was okay. I do feel that they could have been better, but I think the author just really held back, or he just limited. What's the term for this? He held back on putting everything to these characters because again, he still have plans in the future installments of the series. So I do feel that there's still a lot that these characters can give to us as readers, and I'm quite excited. What are these things that these characters can do as we progress the story, as we read the next installments of the series? But for this book, they were just okay. They were not astounding. They were not that something that I can say, my new favorite character. They just serve their purpose. Their motivations and their decisions that they make throughout the story was well constructed. Was do have good foundations. That's why they were believable, and some characters were easy to relate to. There were some characters that you will hate, some characters that you will love, some characters you will root, and some characters that you will just find not that interesting. So, and the story. The next part of the review is the story. The story is basically something new again for me. Maybe because I haven't read a lot of adult fantasy years ago, but for me the story was above average. It was really interesting. It was well directed, well thought, and it was scandalous. Of course, there's a lot of scandals, and it entertained me. This story is something that you know was made to really entertain readers. I just really think that the story was just an afterthought, even though it was really good. But as a reader, as reading this book, I just feel that the story was just evolved from the magic system. I think that initially the author made this book thinking about the magic system, and the story just came out of that magic system. It's not like I have this story, this should be the magic system. In this case, I do think that the author just, oh, I have a really cool idea, this should be the magic system and the book I'm going to write. So this is the magic system, what should be the story if this is the magic system? That's how I feel about the story. It's not that bad, it's something again new for me. And yeah, by the end of the day, it was really entertaining. I was really entertained all throughout the book. I really enjoyed reading this one. So overall, my conclusion for this is that yeah, if you are looking for adult fantasy book that does a great magic system, a unique story, okay characters, and also maybe okay or not bad writing style, I highly recommend this book. Again, yeah, I'm going to repeat the magic system in this book and how the author was able to capitalize this magic system and yeah, make use of it for mostly all of the scenes that happen in this book, all the fighting scenes, all of the characters development, and also characters choices, politics. There's the magic system is always there, always affects characters' motivation, always affects characters' decisions, and yeah, it's actually basically again a book that was made out of the magic system. So if you're really eager to know and experience how entertaining and how drafters draft and fight using colors, I highly recommend this one. I am currently reading The Blinding Knife, the second book of the series. By the way, I read this because this is the first book that I promised on the Adult SSF Readathon 2020, and this is the first book. I'm still about to read the second and third book. I think I'm way behind schedule. I'm almost done with The Blinding Knife, the second book of this series, and yeah, I'll let you know with regards to my thought about that one. And yeah, thank you so much guys for watching. My name is Joel, you Bisaya reader, and bye bye.